Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Steven Inks. My name is Steven, and today we are talking about the cheapest pen I have ever reviewed on this channel. And cheapest by a significant amount. Even though I have reviewed some pretty inexpensive fountain pens on this channel before, I have never in my life seen a dollar store fountain pen. That's what we're looking at. Without much further ado, let's get into the parts, the features, how the lines work, and doing some art with this pen. So here it is. It says journaling by Jot. I don't know if we give points for alliteration, but however many points there are, 2 of those. Cost $1.25. I do like that they have the size of the tip. It says 0.5 millimeter tip. I don't know if it does say extra fine on the nib, so I don't think I consider 0.5 to be extra fine. I'd consider it to be more of a fine, so we'll see which is correct. Is it extra fine or is it 0.5 millimeters? It's a relative thing, but who knows. I do kind of like the design of the pen. I could tell from just without having even opened it yet, it's pretty cheap. It's going to be very lightweight. I see some definite Lamy Safari comparisons, but not to the point where I'd say it's copying the Safari, and we'll get into some of those things in a little bit. Here we go. So yeah, it definitely feels very cheap, like a ballpoint pen, the kind that you get in a pack of 10. But hey, it is a fountain pen. And it does have a feed. It's got a gray feed, which I don't know if I've ever seen a gray feed before. That's kind of weird. I don't understand on this feed, speaking of the feed, there's like this weird bump, but it's not parallel. It doesn't go on both sides. So there's these 2 ridges, and that kind of makes sense. Okay, there's a little bit of a grip there. But then it bumps in right here and not on the other side. So what's that about? Sort of, I don't know, uneven ergonomics. What do you even call that? It's very strange. You could see, like I was saying, you could see sort of the Lamy influence here. You definitely have a Lamy looking nib. I highly doubt this is anywhere near the size that would fit on a Lamy. Well, it does look kind of close. Maybe I have to get some comparison going on that. But then you can see it also in the clip, which is one of those Lamy style clips. It doesn't look, that actually doesn't feel too bad. Kind of strong. Considering the price of the pen, I mean, can't complain too much, right? You even got the Lamy X on the top. They put these on their fountain pens, and then there's other shapes on other types of pens that they sell. Interesting. As far as the cartridge, it come with 2 cartridges. I'm going to tell you right now that this is not a standard international. I can tell because I've got one of those right here. And you could see just by looking at it that this one on the right here is going to be a bit bigger. Now, whether or not this feed fits into a different Chinese pen, I think there's a high likelihood, and that might help us figure out who actually manufactures this pen or who they're related to in a business sense. So I might try to go back and do that. But for now, I'm just going to pop this cartridge on there, and we're going to use the cartridge it came with. I think that's it. It didn't feel good. Oh, no, that was it. Okay. Yeah, I thought I was going to break this thing putting it in. It's pretty thin. So, 2 cartridges, no converter. Not really sure if such a converter even exists. We'll have to find out. This is the pen. Real shallow post on the top. Oh my goodness. I really thought it was going to go in more than that. You get a really wide, long pen that has the weight and feel of a drinking straw. So not sure what to hold out for as far as what this thing can do, but we're definitely going to give it a try. Okay, hold on a second. I just got a quick look at the front of this thing. Let's see if I can get it in focus here. What is that? It looks like a cloth wick, like from a felt tip pen that's rolling underneath. I thought I saw something when I pulled the clip out. Let me just see if, yeah, there appears to be in the center of the feed a little cloth wick. So is this pen even a fountain pen? Is it cheating? Is it a felt tip pen that just looks like a fountain pen? That is so incredibly strange. It's like the designers of the pen just didn't trust that the pen would be able to get ink all the way through the feed. Maybe with good reason, I don't know. This is super crazy and weird. And I mean, I already don't recommend this pen, but I'm curious to see if it writes at all. This is so odd. Okay, you can see this wick has turned black, so I guess it's ready. This crazy pen is ready. I don't know what to expect, honestly, so we'll just see what comes out when I put it down. Okay. It looks like it can do some pretty decent line work. It's keeping up pretty well. Can it do reverse? Oh, it can do reverse. Okay. I keep laughing though when I think about it because I just can't get over the idea of this little cloth wick being inside of the feed of this pen. It feels just like a regular fountain pen. I don't see anything about it that that feels lesser than, except for how lightweight the plastic is. But we got forward, reverse, all within tolerances, man. I don't know what to say. It's a pen. So within all of the things that we can do, it actually has a pretty nice wet flow, which made me think, because I was thinking that the reason why there was this whole wick thing is maybe it didn't have a good flow and the designer of the pen had to compensate. And maybe that is true, but it seems to have worked. I'm not sure how I feel about this in general, though, because honestly, there's a whole tradition of pen making, or of pen crafting, I guess, that does not use that as part of its system. That makes me wonder how people on this channel are going to react to this pen. What do you think? Is it a fountain pen? Is it a felt tip pen? Is it a fake tip pen? What do you even call something like this? I guess you call it. It's an artistic expression for sure. It's more of a performance art piece. This pen's entire existence is a conundrum. But like, I mean, it works. Who knows if it'll work for the entire time that I'm drawing with it, but we'll find out. It's not really giving me any trouble. Still flowing really nice and smooth and even. I don't know what to say. It's a pen. I mean, it doesn't, like I said, it does feel like you're writing with a cheap ballpoint pen situation. This might be an interesting, well, I even hesitate to say this would be an interesting first fountain pen for somebody like a school child or something, but I like school children, so I don't want to say that. There's definitely a lot of better pens you could start with if you wanted to get something just to kind of get used to fountain pens or decide if you like them. This is more of a curiosity, and I don't think most of the people who would buy a pen just because it's a curiosity would find that this is going to be the best pen in their collection. But it, like I said, it does work. And so let's see if it'll hold up through a whole drawing. Before we go in, let's get some art advice. And this is just more of a philosophical thing, but if you don't enjoy building the skill, you probably won't enjoy having it either. If you're building your skills as an artist in a way that you don't enjoy, you're probably not going to be able to use that skill once you have it in a way that you enjoy either. One of the reasons that I keep coming back to this idea that I'm an artist, even though I constantly drop the ball and stop making things, stop posting things for a while, and then come back, and then stop, and then come back. It's all complicated, but I just do really like sitting down with a piece of paper and a pen or a brush and a palette or whatever it is that I'm using, and just making something and getting really into it and getting all the details and getting kind of granular with it. And so the process of building a piece of art is still so fun for me that that's what keeps me coming back. So for you, in what you're trying to do, what you're trying to build, make sure that you're finding ways to build skills in a way that you think is fun. Because if you're not having fun, you're not looking forward to fun at the end of it when you've built all these skills. You're just going to have them and not use them, which would be a shame. So find a fun way to learn. All right, let's draw. So it turns out that I may have spoken too soon about the flow of this pen because it did dry out towards the end. We made it through the entire drawing, but you can kind of see in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a certain point where you start to see a few stray ink marks show up at the bottom. That was me attempting to sort of start the pen after it dried up on me. So in the defense of this pen, I actually was using it for a few weeks before I started the drawing part of this video, and I was using it at work, and it performed admirably there. Of course, it's still like a very cheap pen, and I don't know if it would have developed leaks later on. Only really use it for a few weeks, probably won't come back to it. I do think that I got a decent amount of line work out of this pen. It's funny that I mentioned school children having this pen because I discovered that there's a student in my homeroom who actually has the exact same pen that I do, this one right here, with the exact same design and everything. When it came up, now he accuses me of stealing his pen every time he sees me using it. He's a funny kid. So I think I still feel like this pen, it looks a lot nicer in the video than kind of what we're seeing right now, but in the end it's kind of a little disappointing. For its price, the fact that it works at all is kind of impressive. I hope you enjoyed this drawing, which is my interpretation of what would happen if raccoons took over the earth. I think they would all want to be garbage men, and that's about where the revolution would end. Hope you like it. Okay, so final thoughts on this pen. Honestly, if you have the money to spend, and not even that much money, just a little more money than this, you could get something much nicer from a company like Jinhao or Wingsung or Hero, kind of the lower cost pens that were like this pen inevitably was also manufactured in China. I thought that the wick thing was super weird, and it turns out that it actually didn't improve the flow very much. It had a very uneven flow. The pen was unfortunately didn't make it through the entire drawing. Even though it made nice lines when it was flowing well, there was a lot of dryness in the nib, and we couldn't keep a consistent flow going throughout the drawing. If you enjoyed this pen video and you enjoyed the content that I'm making, let me know by giving this video a like. Leave a comment below. What's the cheapest fountain pen that you own? Do you own this fountain pen? What is your experience with it? Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more videos like this. The next video, spoiler alert, is going to be about pens, or it's going to be about art, or it's going to be about drawing things. So if you like that stuff, please stick around, and I'll see you in the next video.